Let's talk about this fund, who is targeted at, and of course, I've got a question on how much is the amount set aside for my country. Yes, my country is called Africa.
Thank you, Godfrey, for having me on. And yes, I think we'll make it quick, but it's a really important topic because, as we know, almost 100% of businesses across the continent are actually small businesses. And what we also know is every big business was a small business once. And so we're excited that today we're launching a $25 million initial investment in ensuring that these small businesses transition to a digital economy safely and securely. What does that mean for Africa? Well, I'll tell you, it means that we are going to be starting in Kenya in 2022. We'll quickly start after that in Uganda, move over to Ghana, and also work in South Africa. As the program matures, of course, we'll be extending across the continent, but also remember that the Mastercard Foundation is very much alive and well across the continent, and also focused on creating jobs in their Young Africa Works program. So suffice it to say that Mastercard is very well and very much focused on the continent.
What kind of model are you pursuing in trying to help this business transition into the new digital world that we have seen mushrooming all around the world?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been built on years of our focus and dedication to financial inclusion. Recall that as a company, we made a commitment to bring 1 billion people into the formal economy by 2025. We've already brought 500 million people in. And so the learnings that we've gained from this history of working on financial inclusion, and then unfortunately, what we're seeing through the pandemic is that your proximity to digital services and digital access is in some respects determining your destiny. Yeah. And so what that means for the models that we're working on with this program means 3 specific areas. 1, a focus on business operations. 2, a focus on financial services. And 3, a focus on accessing marketplaces, these e-commerce marketplaces that we know coming out of COVID are really necessary for small businesses to thrive.
Absolutely, 100% vital, and we've seen it here on the African continent as well. Now, in the release that I'm looking at here, you are quoted as saying what you are also doing is equity intentional, and you are also taking a partnership approach. Describe to me how that will work so that we can say to whoever is listening now, hey, this could be an opportunity for you.
Yeah, so it's a great question. It's a great point. And that's the frame that we're building. So as part of Mastercard's overall commitment to small businesses globally, we committed $250 million globally with a focus on at least part of that going to women-led or women-owned businesses. And so when we talk about women-led or women-owned businesses, we also know that sometimes the training that's involved is requiring things like face-to-face. It's a combination of high tech and high touch when it comes to certain businesses of a size or run by women or other minorities. And so I think what we're trying to bring to this conversation is saying, we're going to meet you where you are with what you need. Because at the end of the day, we're in service of you as a small business owner, and we're with you over the long term to ensure that your business grows by your transition to a digital economy. So I would say this, go to the website if you're listening. Yeah. Go to the mastercardcenter.org website and see what the program components are, and please join the community today.
Yeah. What is the role of Caribou Digital, who I see here you are a partner, you're partnering with?
So Caribou Digital is our digital partner. They have a history of creating and building digital programs and services and trainings for small businesses in Africa and in many emerging economies. And so we have partnered with them to ensure that the focus 100% stays on building the Strive community and ensuring that the small businesses that become part of the Strive community have the attention, the servicing, the training, and the tools that they'll need to survive over the long term.
Yeah, and I'm trying to make this as practical as possible for people who are listening so they have an idea whether perhaps they should approach you or not. What kind of firms are you targeting? Because I see here you say you're working with regional fintech, social impact firms, and non-profit organizations.
So I think so. Yes, I think is the short answer. In the beginning, Godfrey, what we're very conscious of is that we need to work with partner organizations. So just as much as we're talking about an equity lens that we're bringing to the program, this only will survive if we have a partnership approach. And so working with Caribou, Caribou is identifying what we call training partners and training platforms that they'll be working with that include fintechs, that include social enterprise organizations, that may include financial institutions. And so we're really working with Caribou to identify who those partners are who can more successfully and more quickly and more appropriately work with small business owners directly.
Yeah, I know, Shamina, this is a global program that you are talking about. I wanted to know if you have any targets, obviously, for the whole program, and if you remember any targets for the African continent.
Yeah, so like I said, we're starting. We've identified 4 markets already in the on the continent. Overall, the program at this stage is looking to support at least 5 million small businesses. But we know that once we get started and once we get the flywheel effect going, where we're bringing all of the assets, certainly of Mastercard, but then all of the assets of the partner organizations to create a striver community, we envision seeing that this partnership might grow at the start to 5 million small businesses, but we're hoping really to create a movement around supporting these businesses transition to the digital economy.